The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning from TFNN. Welcome to the March 20th. How about that? March 20th already. Today is the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's have an extraordinary day. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we're going to go check out the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to you and I just past 8 o'clock in the morning. That's right if you're listening in on the normal show time at 1. This is being recorded earlier today. The same for the rest of this week, tomorrow and Friday morning, so you can always tune in live or turn in live, whichever you want to do. But look, we're going to make this show pertinent to both hours as much as possible. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, Dow futures trading up about 25. All of the U.S. equity market futures, if you watch us on TigerTV, are trading just slightly to the upside. Nothing significant, almost flat but not lower at this stage of the game. Different when we take a look at what went on last night over in Asia. You had the Hang Seng finished down 145 points. That was nearly 0.5%. The Shanghai was flat. You had the Nikkei finish up 42 points. No big deal, really less than 0.25% to the upside. In Australia, the S&P 200 finished off 20 points, or 0.3%. This morning, though, in Europe, we've got the DAX trading off a little over 1%, 138 points to the downside. The FTSE is basically totally flat out there. Gold is off $1. Silver's down 4 pennies. Light sweet crude is off 50 cents out there. Treasury notes and bonds are up just slightly out here. Nothing major in the currency markets that we can see. Just looking at the major currencies, the Canadian dollar, the Japanese yen, British pound, and the euro out there. U.S. dollar index up by a nickel. Again, flat, no big deal. So what do we want to look at? Oh, by the way, would love to hear from you. You can give me a call live if you happen to be listening in at 877-927-6648. If you can't call in, but you're still listening and you'd like me to take a look at an instrument for you, you can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. In that subject heading, just be kind enough to put radio show question. Of course, in our Tiger's Den, we'll take every and any ping. So let's go start by taking a look at Let's take a look at what's going on in the equity futures markets out here. Now, this chart here is showing us our 4 equity contracts. We've got the ES Mini, that's in the left-hand panel. And one of the things that you'll notice, let me just do this here. It's going to be a little bit easier to expand the chart. And let me turn off the weekly profiles out here. And that way it's going to be just a tad easier for you to take a look at. Uno momento, por favor. Yes, so I'm going to turn off the weekly just for the moment here. And what you're going to notice, or you should notice, try to make it a little bit even more evident, is that we have a brand new profile that has formed out here. Now, let me just turn off price, too. I know you're going to say, if you turn off price, how can you possibly determine what's going to happen? Well, we can with regard to these profiles. This is the cool thing about this. Now, this is a profile that's trying to form. It won't really be solidified until this evening. But at this stage, we're going to go with the information. And that's the whole point. This is just new information that's presented to you and I that helps us in, if we were football coaches, which we are, if we were psychologists, which we are, because we're just measuring the emotion of the market, these market profiles assist us in understanding new lines of defense, new lines of resistance out here. And so the new line of defense or support, as I'll call it, inside the ES mini on any type of move to the downside would be 2,800. We'll call it 2,800 even Steven, even though it's with the one tick out there. But what's interesting here is the top of the box, 2,847. The center of the box at 28.35, so you can see that center line much closer to the top, and that's where Stevie gives you that bearish structured analysis. And the reason why it's analysis out here is just simply because the center line of the box, regardless of where it's positioned, just tells you the price point with inside that entire box. I know it doesn't look like a box, but the three lines tells you where it is that both buyers and sellers believe that there is fair value. Think of it as congestion driving down the expressway or wherever it is you might drive out there. You can anticipate where traffic is. Well, without the profiles, we can't really anticipate where the traffic is. Now we know where it is. Now, the bearish structured box would say if you close above 28.47, doesn't have to be today, at any point in time, well, that the profile's in existence, then what you have, nothing more bullish than a failed bearish pattern here. If price is trading below the center line is 28.35. I'm not talking about 28.34.75. I'm talking, trading below it by a decent amount. Then what sellers should be able to do, or what they're signaling to you, is they're going to make an attempt to push price down to the 2800 level. So we have new information that formed overnight, or is forming as we speak right now. As we go ahead and we turn those profile or price back on, you can see prices trading above the center line of the box, but not above resistance out here. So the key level, the key takeaway today in helping you identify what the market is doing, bullish or bearish, a close above 28.47 in the ES mini would be Uber, and I'm not talking about the rideshare, I'm talking about Uber bullish out here. Whereas if price starts pulling back out there, I don't want anyone that's a bear or a seller thinking that it's anything more than a test of support. And now the test of support will be 28.35. If we turn the weekly profiles back on, we take a look. I'll just put the top of the box right now. Just so we can see, is that price is not trading below, it's not closed below for the last several days, the top of that weekly profile. So a secondary level of support out here, 28.25. So now when we put that together, along with the center of that daily profile, you really need to see price trading below 28.25.75. And then from an intraday day trader standpoint, then and only then can you go take a look at possibly a very short-term short position. Now, maybe it turns into something else. We just have to call it like we see it, or the way that the charts are communicating their information to you and I as of 8:14 a.m. Hey, let me go ahead and put those weekly and center profiles back on. Now, the Dow equity futures contract has done the same thing. As we expand this out, as we turn off the weekly profiles out here, what you're going to see is a brand new daily box. And that brand new daily box is now just giving you resistance. This is going to be key. You want to watch 25,966 today. The Dow takes that out, closes above it. Muy bueno for the bulls. We'll be right back.
The TAS Profile Scanner is the most revolutionary piece of trading software that you will ever try. Wouldn't you like to approach the markets with confidence? As you begin your trading day, it's likely that you'll be faced with lots of decisions. In order to make the best decision, the first thing you'll need is a strategy that will help you minimize your risks. Whether we're in a bull or bear market, a good strategy is to have the tools needed to help you scan and analyze the markets before you trade. The TAS Profile Scanner instantly scans and filters over 2,500 global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, president of TAS Market Profile, the TAS Profile Scanner understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications, automated trading algorithms, and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. Whether you're looking at the trade matrix, the ETF heat grid, the market breadth, the landscape charts, or the many other features of the TAS Profile Scanner, this is a piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the markets and set up your trades. The team at TAS has even put together a 12-part video series to walk you through every aspect of the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find directly on the TAS order page at TFNN.com. Sign up now for only $97 a month with a risk-free 30-day trial, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. See for yourself how you can harness the full power of the TAS Profile Scanner by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services section. Remember, with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Don't let another day pass you by without trying out this amazing piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the market and how you place trades. Sign up today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching TigerTV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. 8:18 in the morning, and Dow futures up 30 points. S&P up a couple of points out here. Let's go take a look at the ES Mini and take a look at the pattern that formed out here yesterday. And I apologize, this morning. Let's start by taking a look at what took place at 5 o'clock this morning, which was a Gartley sell pattern out there. For those of you that want to see what that Gartley sell pattern, let's go ahead and draw that in. So we've got those cool butterfly wings here. And so we'll just draw that in. Now, in any kind of Gartley pattern, you're going to have an A to B equals CD. So there's your Gartley. And at the same time that it was doing that, it was, when I say doing that, I'm referring to 5 o'clock this morning, it was generating the 8-ball count of the Tom DeMark setup, 9 count out here. The following bar did go ahead and confirm that because of the close above the bar labeled bar number 5 out here. And so you had a topping signal. You had an A to B equals CD pattern that had formed out there. If we take a look at the A to B equals CD, here maybe you can more clearly see this. It was a 1 to 1.272, A to B equals CD. Remember, you always want to know your P's and Q's. That means you need to know your Japanese bullish and bearish reversal candles out here, because they are the ones, that's how the market talks, walks, and squawks to Stevie-san out here. And because markets will continue moving higher until the cavalry shows up. Well, the cavalry out here, a little dark cloud cover, follow through on the next session with the close below the bottom of a market profile out there, led to lower price. Now, every Gartley pattern, that was a Gartley sell pattern, has 5 potential outcomes. It's going to be easier for me to show you those on this chart right here. So here is the same chart for the ES Mini. If we go take a look at the outcomes, let me just turn off the profiles for the moment here, just make the chart a tad cleaner. So 5 outcomes First is going to be four of the first 5 outcomes are retracement levels. And if we take a look at the outcome that's been achieved thus far, and maybe the only outcome out here has been, well, first, the 4 outcomes, if you watch this on Tiger TV, of the entire A to B equals CD move, so from the low to the high, 30-minute chart that we're looking at, the 0.382 retracement, number 2, the 0.618 retracement, number 3, the 0.786 retracement, number 4, the move of a move, all terms that you've heard if you've been listening to all the different shows here at TFNN. What we've seen take place out here thus far is just a pull back to that 0.618 retracement level. So if we are to see a move today above 2842.50, now what you would be setting up is a potential A to B equals CD to the upside. We don't know if that's going to take place. You wouldn't know if that's going to take place until you see a close above 2842.50 out here. But let's go take a look at that. Let's clean up the chart again. Let's go put the potential, and it's only potential A to B equals CD pattern to the upside out here. Because I know somebody out there has said, well, can it be an A to B equals CD to the downside? It can. We'll go take a look at that for you that had asked. Now, here would be the larger Gartley cell that could be setting up inside the ES Mini on a 30-minute basis with a price target. If price is over 28.42, then what you'd be looking at is 28.48 and a quarter. Would you sell that if that's what took place out here? And the answer is absolutely, positively, no. Of course you would not do that. We just looked at an A to B equals CD pattern on a shorter-term time frame that exceeded the 1-to-1 level out there, and you had to wait until you saw some type of bearish reversal candle. Otherwise, price could continue higher. Now, for those that were saying, well, can't this be a potential A to B equals CD to the downside? The answer would be yes. Let's say that the high so far here that's taken place between 8:30 and 9 o'clock is the high that we see at 28.39.25. Maybe there's an A to B equals CD to the downside that is forming. What would that look like? Well, we'd start with the high out here at about 5 a.m., the low down here at 7, and then just the retracement we've seen just in the last 45 minutes or so. But that just gets you back potentially to just simply test the lows at about 9:30 last evening, and that was the price point of 28.28. So what's it going to be? Well, I don't know what that answer is. What's it going to be? We know that there was a what else can we look for to try to answer that question in the ES Mini? Because I know everybody would like to have that answered. Let's watch to see if price closes above the bar that it's tackling right now. Was the bar that was established at 6:30 this morning. The high of that bar, if price is able to close above that, we probably go back and at least revisit the highs from 5 o'clock this morning. That high, by the way, I'll get you what that number is as soon as I charting system here cooperates. That would be the 28.39 level out here. So far been tested and rejected, but close above that would say, yeah, I want to get up and retest the highs from earlier this morning. So that's what I see when I take a look at the ES Mini on a short-term time frame. So that was a 30-minute time frame out there. We've got a question that has come in. Let's take a look at the question, see where this takes us. This is coming in from Earl the Pearl. And Earl writes in and says, hey, Steve, yesterday the QQQ high was 180 even. Wow. How about that? One of those round number highs out here. So here are the Qs. And if we take a look at it, yeah, 180 even Steven. And let's go on here. Q high was 180. Can it go back to the old high of 187.53 in this rally? So the answer is yeah. Well, let's try to take this apart. So instead of looking at yesterday's QQQ series information out here, and there's nothing wrong with the chart that we've seen. There's no breaks of anything. There's no level. There's no bearish reversal signal that had formed yesterday. If anything, just a test of a rising trend line that was out there. So nothing really negative when we take a look at it. If we take a look at the daily time frame right now, we just put up the NQ and put this up here. So we got now daily to daily out here. You're going to see kind of a similar situation, but here's what we know right now as of 8:24 in the morning. We take a look at this daily time frame chart. There's nothing bearish that you and I, Earl, can see out here. So this would suggest higher price versus lower price. But let's just not end here. That would be silly of us to do that when we have more tools at our disposal. If we take a look at that daily time frame chart out here, the daily time frame chart shows no signs of any type of a top out here. When I say any signs, we see prices moving higher with fine relative strength, so to speak. We see the prices above Stevie's green line, otherwise known as the oscillator and change line, but not easy to say. I think Stevie's green line, much better. 73.38. So Earl, the Pearl, as long as price stays certainly above Stevie's green line, that number is going to change. At 1 o'clock or 1:25 in the afternoon, that number is going to be different. If price is trading above that, what that's telling us is that we have a rising price oscillator that is above zero. And there's nothing bearish about that unless you are somehow able to call the very top tick out here. And that's not really what I'm trying to do at this at any moment, quite frankly. Instead, what we're doing is trying to identify changes in trend, right? Changes in trend. In order to have a change in trend, we must see levels of support being broken out here, and we just don't have that. In the 9-count setup, we've got yesterday was count number 6. If today's close is above this bar right here, 72.11, today would become count number 7, Count Dracula out there. So yeah, at this stage of the game, Earl, there's no signals that the NQ has reversed to the downside. We'll be right back. I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Right now, it's about 8:30 in the morning. Dow futures up 21 points. S&P futures up 1 point, 1.25 points out here. I'm going to go back to the to Earl's question because we know we're looking at the daily time frame there. Nothing wrong with that, but and we looked at the ES mini on a 30-minute basis prior to that. So if we take a look at the NQ here on its 30-minute time frame, you're going to see a similar pattern. You're going to see when it topped yesterday, Earl, at about 12:30 in the afternoon, prices moving higher, doing less relative energy, and then you had that shooting star candle, right? This is how the market speaks to us. And these bullish and bearish reversal signals are more important at the completion of a pattern. This is a completion of a pattern out here, topping pattern, than they are somewhere in the middle. Doesn't mean you don't want to know about them, so to speak, because they do give you an idea of where the battles are forming out here. But here's a classic type of a top that formed in the NQ on a 30-minute basis. Now what we can see is that the high that came in also at that 5 a.m. session was setup number 8, a bar on the 9 count out here. And then now what price has done inside the NQ, Earl, is it pulled back to support. And support was the bottom of its 30-minute profile out here. That number was 73.74. And we're looking at closing prices. So we're not interested in the mere fact that between 7 and 7:30 price had pushed down below that. It did, because by the time 7:30 rolled in, price was back above the bottom of that profile out here. Now, we're not seeing any breakout to the upside. So what I don't know as of 8:30 in the morning is whether or not what the market's real intention is today. Is it to, but we will know if we see inside the NQ, or we should know, if price were to trade above bar number 8 out here, and that's the price point of 73.92 1/4, then what we likely have is an A to B equals CD to the upside. Whereas if price were to get below, close below on a 30-minute basis, 73.65.75, that would suggest further downside price action inside the NQ. So if you're going to see turns in the market, you're certainly going to see them on the shorter term time frame charts out here. Then you can kind of watch and gather information as these chart time frames generate anything new out here. So there you go, Earl. Hope that helps you out with regard to the NQ. So in summary, the shorter-term time frames have shown us those topping signals, and right now they're just kind of in the middle, so it's hard to call. It's hard for me to be able to tell you exactly what's going to unfold over the next several hours out here. The daily time frames are saying that anything going on is just jostling around, nothing big, because there's been no levels of support that have been broken through there. So we got Goldilocks up about 50 cents right now, 13.07. Marie and the Den talking about gold. Peter asking Steve, gold is moving a bit. Can we comment? So let's you request. Your request is my command. How do you like that? Let's go take a look at the daily time frame. What does it mean? I know we haven't looked at this daily chart here for a while. We really should. We really should kind of recap why it is that you and I believe that gold has formed its next bottom. What just happened there? Okay. All right, Steve-O. So I think now what I'm referring to, here's the daily time frame chart for Goldilocks. We can see that when it bottomed on March 7th, you'll notice that the number 9, the Gordie Howe number 9 number, the Tommy DeMark setup 9 count was what identified the bottom. Now, right now, price is trading above Stevie's green line. That is priced at 13.0510. We're at 13.0720. That is good. What does gold need to do on a daily time frame, Peter, to suggest its next move higher? It needs to close above the trading session of March 1st. That high was 13.1650. So on a daily time frame, closing above that would be a level of resistance to then say that price should go target that TDST line, that green resistance line. That was the high from February 25th out there, and that high is 1334.90. So that's a resistance level. And then the final resistance level out here for Goldilocks would be the high from February 20th. That high, by the way, is 1349. So we know where resistance is. We know that price has given us a bottoming signal. We've seen a bounce at least up to Stevie's green line. It's been struggling to get above that, but that is one line of demarcation out here that we want to continue to pay attention to, because if it can't bust things out to the upside, the downside target, just as the upside target was the green solid line, the downside target becomes the red solid line. That's the trading session of December 17th, and that low would be 1244.90. Right now, on our scale of check marks, if we were to have a scale of check marks, we would go ahead and put this in the column of the bulls. That's what we would see when we take a look at that chart, when we look at the gold contract out here. If we go look at, because I know Peter wants to do this, he loves to do this just as I do, which is, hey, the reality is, how is gold trading in all of the other currencies? Now, what you should see on my chart is you should see that we're at higher highs, a new high, being above yesterday's, priced in pounds and yen, at about yesterday's high in terms of euros, and nearly up at yesterday's high in terms of dollars out there. Trading above, staying above yesterday's highs would be a slightly bullish move out here. Now, this is not the June contract for gold, but what this be is the Stevie's synthetic or composite version out here, which is going to have different profiles. And I believe these are the profiles that are the ones that we should be focused in on. And right now, what price has been trying to do for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trading sessions. How do you like my counting skills? I could run an abacus. I have got a mean abacus. And but right, what price has been trying to do is get above that weekly point of control out there. And that's that weekly point of control that really is, remember we talk about that point of control as being a place where both with inside this range, and the range out here, by the way, would be 1288 to 1329. So at the 1308 level, or 1310, this is the area both buyers and sellers are fighting to say, hey, I believe this is a fair value. Price should move higher from here. I believe this is fair value. Price should move lower from here. That's what the sellers say. The previous is what the buyers say. So whichever party, whichever side can clearly take out this level would be a signal as to where price wants to go. Now, the cool thing is that we can see that the bottom of the daily box and the bottom of the weekly box are pretty much aligned with each other, 1286, 1288 out there. We're not going to worry about the $2. So the daily time frame chart we were just looking at, Peter, showed price was above Stevie's green line. Okay, as of 837, bullish. Right now, you got price just sitting at the weekly point of control, kind of neutral out there. And that's what I see when I take a look at gold. If we go look at but it is rising in all the major currencies. So actually this set of tools, this set of charts out here, we've got to give this the check mark to the bulls. Now, we just go down to a 30-minute time frame out here, which is what we're going to do as soon as Stevie can find it. What the Sam heck? There we go. Here it is. What's the signal here? So, Peter, the signal here would be watching what happens at this. Come on, work with me. Not you, Peter. I'm referring to the chart. I want to do that. Oh, man, I'm going to a break. The high out here on a 30-minute, 13:10.50. That's what it needs to clear to head to the upside. We'll be right back.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the Tax Opportunity Zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So no questions on deck out here. So not really sure which direction to go ahead and take this for us. Why don't we go take a look at, since Earl had written in and asked about the Qs, why don't we go take a look at Apple? I know Apple's got some type of show or announcement coming up here. I believe I think it's Monday. I think it's next Monday out here. Let's just go take a look at the Apple chart. Get a feel for what it is doing out here. Yesterday, a little dark cloud cover candle. Why do I have a yellow line? No, I have a yellow line because that was a resistance level. That was a gap to the downside on the trading session of November the 20th. And as we take a look at, that was at 184.99, so we're above that. So 184.99 should be support or could be support here. If we take a look at the A to B equals CD pattern that's present, on February 6th, that would be the B point of an A to B equals CD. There was volume of 28 million shares. When that was passed, it was passed with 32 million shares. So Apple has a confirmed A to B equals CD to the upside. If we go take a look at that measurement, that would generate a price projection of the 1-to-1 area would be 201.99, the next level 211, and after that room 222 out there. So that's what this chart here is showing. That's the daily time frame. Price above the top of its daily profile, we know that's bullish. Prices above the weekly profile, we know that that is bullish. And prices in between profiles on the monthly basis, and that would say 197.05 is the number that price is targeting. If we pull over Stevie's other chart out here, we just do some wave. We can see that that short-term high that formed the B count now makes some sense to us. That was a 9 count out here. Barely a retracement, so there's 3 different things that can take place. You got a hiccup type move, which is pretty much nothing. You know what the hiccups are like. You've got a retracement which is a sideways-ish type move. That's where we will classify the move here in Apple, or you get a change in trend. There was no real change in trend with that 9 count. And yesterday is count number 7. This shows that the real key level for Apple, next key level for Apple to bust through to show a change in trend, is the high from the bar on November the 12th. And that high was 199.85 out here. So all in all, as long as Apple remains above 182.82, that's Stevie's green line, 182.82 is above any of the daily profiles. This is a daily chart that we're looking at out here. Apple is doing just fine. What does it mean if price closes below Stevie's green line, 182.82, says you've got a further retracement, potentially all the way back into that low of March the 8th out here. But right now, things look bullish inside of Apple land. A request inside the Tiger's Den, a private request no less out here, just again to take a look at Boeing. We've looked at this for days out here. Boeing, what this has done, that continues to do, is just simply test support. And not much real movement yesterday when we began looking at it, I believe. Maybe it was in the pre-market. I can't recall now. But here's what we know. 367.78 is a key level of support. And as long as Boeing holds that, it remains, and support is held. And we can also see that support at the bottom of that bullish structured profile, that is held as well. However, resistance out here right now is 390.80. If Boeing were to close about 390.80, then it's got to deal with this gap to the downside. That's potential resistance as well. So the trading inside of Boeing is not going to be easy. It would only be easy if price were to move about 415.50. So that's what we see when we take a look at the chart for Boeing. BA is the ticker symbol. Hey, Tucker wants to go take a look at light sweet crude. If he wants to look at it, then I want to look at it. And if we take a look at light sweet crude contract, trading back 60 pennies right now. Is that the case? Did the contract change? Let me take a quick peek out here. So have we rolled over into May? Is that the deal? I don't know. Let me see if I can find out here real quickly. Sorry about that. I want to make sure, Tuck, that I give you the right data out here. So, no, it says we should still be in. So this is odd. Here's what we're going to have to do, Tuck. We're going to have to go to Stevie's synthetic contract out here. That way we can get the data for my daily time frame. I'm not sure why it wasn't showing up out here. What we can see is, though, the daily time frame is suggesting to you and I that it's trying to form a new profile. So tomorrow is going to be an even more appropriate time to ask me about oil, Tuck, to see if that profile actually forms. But when we get a new colored bar out here, that in essence is what it's trying to signal to us. As we know right now, price is above the top of its daily box, so that's bullish, kind of testing that area, so to speak. The top is 58.11. So that's what that chart is showing. Let me see if so 58.69. Of course, the synthetic contract is going to show slightly different price. May show. In this case here, it is showing slightly different price than the actual April contract. So we've got to kind of keep things in perspective with regard to these numbers that I provide to you. It's the weekly time frame. Give me a second, if you would, to try to get the daily April contract for light sweet crude on my other system. Give me a second here, if you would. And so here's what we can see right now with price at 58.43. That's what the April contract's actually selling at. And what you can see here, Tucker's price is testing Stevie's support line, and that is the green line out there. It's truly just sitting on it right now. So if price were to move below that, and there would be a further retracement, the level you would be watching, Tucker, would be the trading session from March 8th. On March 8th, the light sweet crude contract generated a bullish hammer candle out there. And if you were to see price close below the low, I'm not saying that it will, if you were to see price closing below that low, by the way, is 54.52. That would be a sign that light sweet crude wants wants lower price out here. On the shorter term time frame, the 30-minute out, or the 60-minute, I should say, Tucker, looks like there's an A to B equals CD pattern. That is, or has formed out here. Let's go put that in. Let's fill in those dots. Here's the A to B equals CD. Let's get that B point out here. Let's get that C point. And the 1-to-1 is at 58.42. 58.16, the 1 to 1.272. So you'd be watching this stuff, these price levels, this stuff, goodness sakes, as a potential Gartley buy pattern that could be forming. Now, that's just the 1 hour time frame chart, but, you know, that's the pattern that is out there and appears to be forming. So to summarize light sweet crude, here's what we know. Let me actually put the April contract back out there, just simply so we can see, but it looks like this thing is rolling. Yeah. Let me do this here. Give me a moment. Yeah, that looks better. So here is May, and so it's 120-minute chart time frame. The current session does not close until I think 9 o'clock. No, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock this morning, and the level there to be watching, Tucker, would be the 58.72 area. So that's what I see when I take a look at light sweet crude. Okay, we've got this thing back up on the daily basis, Tuck. At 58.28 is the number that needs to hold the support. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Dow futures are up about 9 points. S&P totally flat. We'll be right back.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So, geez, I was decorating a chart here and realized that we went on to daylight savings time, didn't we? So the actual time that I've got for the perigee lunar phase, that's when the moon is closest to Earth during its lunar cycle, was at 15:59. So let me get back here and see the exact price at 15:59 out here inside the ES Mini. Okay, there we go. So here is Stevie's perigee pivot point. That's at the 2840. That was a request that came inside the Tiger's Den out here. And so as we take a look at it, we can see that the high approximately at this morning in the 5 o'clock, the bounce here at 8 o'clock. 2840. So that would be another level to be paying attention to during the day. So yeah, 15:59 is what I've got because we are back now in daylight savings time. So it would be 4 hours from the New American Ephemeris time, which is 1959 during daylight savings time, and 5 hours when we fall back to be able to tie the Eastern Daylight Time to the perigee pivot point out here. So, folks, thanks so much for joining me. If you were watching the show on the archive version, thanks so much for doing that. Tomorrow morning, I'll be doing the 8 to 9 shift as well, I believe on Friday also. So feel free to go ahead and send me your questions ahead of time. Stay tuned if you're listening in live. I believe Larry is up next, or maybe Basil. I'm not sure about that. Looks like maybe Basil. And if you're listening at 1 o'clock, stay tuned because you've got Larry Pessiv, because you've got David White and Tom O'Brien. So have a wonderful Wednesday, and we'll see you on a terrific Thursday, folks. Take care.